Time now for this week's Goofy Award. Come on, I think we'd all be forgiven for being a little confused given the changes to the so-called woke script, at least as practiced by self-described progressives protesting in support of Hamas and the eradication of Israel. I mean, go back to October 7th. Up till then, we were told to believe all women. But now it's obvious that didn't include Jewish women who survived the brutality, attempted rape, and murder. We were told by many on the progressive left that despite live streaming by Hamas, the parading of bodies through the streets in Gaza, numerous video and photo confirmation, let alone eyewitness accounts, that it actually didn't happen. In other words, we shouldn't believe the survivors, along with the absolute silence from groups like the Arab Feminist Union, Equality Now, which was founded to end violence against women, but other groups, Time's Up, United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and Women Empowerment. Okay, let's move from that to cultural appropriation. I first heard about that, I think, in the 80s from George Lipsitz, but I mean, again, way more prominent over the last dozen years at least. I mean, it was part of the debate when they were talking about changing the name of professional sports teams like the former Washington Redskins or the Cleveland Indians, along with indigenous mascots. I mean, the debate broadened to include many of the other areas from cooking to hairstyles to fashion, which is why I think it's surprising to see, for example, NDP members of parliament, woke students, and many, many others suddenly donning the keffiyehs as if they're at Yasser Arafat's inspired costume party. I mean, you have to love this. When CUPE Local 905 president, Catherine Jaiszczuk, who wore a keffiyeh during a video meeting, was asked to comment about the cultural appropriation aspect, and she didn't answer. Instead, she says, intimidating and harassing individuals for wearing traditional cultural clothing is a form of racism. Well, man, she wouldn't have accepted that before as an excuse. I still think maybe the most confused or, for self-described members of the progressive left are the numerous Queers for Palestine groups who support Hamas and are anti-Israel, despite the fact Israel is the only Middle East country that allows gay marriage. And instead, they support Hamas, which would just as soon kill them. As Palestinian scholar at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem says, in quotes, the people of Palestine will not tolerate a single homosexual in our land. I mean, such perversion brings the wrath of Allah. Yet, many in the LGBTQ plus community are anti-Israel and support Hamas. Well, go figure. Just 5 months ago, I wouldn't have believed any of this had been possible, and puts the entire progressive movement, I think, in a new light, and one that's not very positive. Hey, that's all the time we have this week. And I remind you, we've got our update to the World Outlook Conference coming up. Going to be released May 28th. It's going to be terrific. There's so many things to talk about, of course, in the world of finance and some of the geopolitical events, the impact on different investments. So I think you're going to find it worthwhile. And again, if you're a member of the Inside Edge or you bought a VIP ticket, you'll get it automatically. But if you weren't, easy to do. Just go to mikesmoneytalks.ca, mikesmoneytalks.ca, and click on. You'll get access to it. It's a $49 pass, which is a great deal. Lots of good ideas there and confirmation of old ones or repudiation of old ones. You got to see for yourself. So mikesmoneytalks.ca. Plus a reminder, make sure you go and see or visit us with Money Talks tweets on Twitter or X now. I've got to get used to that. Money Talks tweets on X or Michael Campbell's Money Talks on Facebook. Much appreciated, and I hope you have a terrific week.